Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to our segment of Portswigger Web Security Academy, Path Traversal. We are in Lab 2. This one will cover file path traversal, traversal sequence blocked with absolute path bypass. So the key to this one will be absolute path bypass. All right, so we're going to come down here and we're going to access the lab, and it's going to generate this. All right, now with the lab loaded, you can see that the lab is not solved here at the top. And as we did last time, we're going to come back over here. We are going to turn interceptor on up here. So now that is blue. We'll come back over here and we're just going to right click on one of these pictures again and click an open image in new tab. And it's going to set it here and load. And you see the file name equals 75.jpg, right? So we're going to look for that in here. So if we look, here's file name equals 75.jpg at the top. We will right click this and we will send this to repeater. We will send this to repeater. All right. With repeater up, we're going to look here and we'll just hit send to see what the normal response would be. It populated here in a second for us. And then it did, and that's what it should be. That's just going to be the normal picture, right? And if we come up here, right, and we're going to erase this 75.jpg. And we're going to do the, the whack, 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 whack. And we're going to do the etc/passwd, right? And we'll click send. And do you think this is going to work? What's this? No such file. Wow, so it did say something to us earlier, didn't it? Let's go back and read. File path traversal sequence blocked, but it gives us this hint: absolute path bypass. The application blocks traversal sequence, but treats supplied file name as being relative to default working directory. Solve the lab and access this file. So let's try the absolute path for the file instead, shall we? So go back to our burp suite, and we will change this by removing all these whacks. All right. So we're just going to do equal. So all we're doing is equal /etc/passwd. And this should give us the file. But let's see. We send it and looky here. We got it, guys. Did it. Good job. All right, now let's come back over here and we will just refresh this page and see if the lab is solved. And we refresh. And we wait for a second, and it should come back to us as lab is completed. But let's give it a moment and see what happens. Yeah, this right here is, oh, you know what's waiting? We need to go back to proxy and just turn this off. So it will allow all those files requests to go through. See? Lab is solved. Congratulations, you solved the lab. That image we tried earlier. But what's an absolute path? Well, if you're not familiar with Linux, so we do pwd, and we see that we're in home Cali, right? And we know that the file that we want to see is the passwd. It can't read it here, right? Because if you do ls, that does not exist. But if we do cat in whack etc/passwd, we are catting the absolute file name. This is the absolute pathing. So we click that, bam. That is why this is working, because they're not blocking this portion. Back and look, but treats the supplied file name as being relative to default working directory. That's why it's working. They're only blocking traversal sequence, but not absolute path. All right, thank you guys very much for being here. Hope you enjoyed it, and best of luck on your future studies.